This is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us. Federal investigators will come to southern Wisconsin to try to figure out how and why a plane crashed this morning, killing 2 people.
The crash happened around 9:20 this morning near the Southern Wisconsin Regional Airport in Janesville. Crews were called to a wooded area just about a mile south of the airport. They found the plane upside down, lying in mud and water. Both people on board were killed, but the sheriff's office is not releasing their names yet. People who live near the crash site did what they could to help crews reach the people in the plane, including one man who guided teams through the woods.
And Gabriella Becerra spoke with him. She's live in Rock County tonight. Gabby, how difficult was this search?
Well, law enforcement is blocking the path they took into the wooded area to search for that plane crash this morning. But one man tells us he ran into the woods to find it. It wasn't so much what he saw.
Disappeared behind the trees and I heard a crunch.
But what Richard Pollock heard this morning.
Lived around the airport long enough that I know what a normal plane sounds like, and this wasn't normal.
Pollock was coming back from a walk when he noticed the plane go down in the woods just south of the Southern Wisconsin Regional Airport.
Units, we have a caller that sees the plane.
The Rock County Sheriff's Office confirmed the small plane crashed shortly after taking off around 9 a.m. It went down near Happy Hollow Park along the Rock River.
I couldn't get anywhere near it because I tried walking out to see if I could get to it, but I kept breaking through the ice and sinking in the mud.
Pollock helped direct them, but emergency crews faced the same problem getting to the site.
It's a very rural area on the edge of the Happy Hollow Park. A treacherous area to get to, right on the edge of the water.
The plane is going to be upside down in the creek.
Crews were able to get to the plane by airboat around 45 minutes after it crashed. Both passengers inside were dead.
And it was real evident that the train did hit several trees, which tore the wings off of the fuselage. And so the plane, I'm sure with the glide slope coming into the trees, probably caused the inversion of the fuselage.
The sheriff's office described the plane as unique and experimental.
It looked kind of like a bubble or, a teardrop shaped.
The sheriff's office says the pilot radioed for help and tried to get back to the airport, but never made it. The crash will stick with Pollock, who knows what he saw, heard, and now feels after a tragic morning.
Just wished I could have got out there. I wish I could have got to the plane to see if I could save anybody.
Rock County Sheriff's Office will continue to guard the site until the National Transportation Safety Board takes over the investigation, and their reports can take a year or more to come back.
All right, Gabby, thank you very much for that report. Officials have released the name of the man arrested after the death of a woman in Wisconsin Dells. The Wisconsin Department of Justice says 34-year-old Jeremy Lee Mundy of Janesville was arrested, remains in custody in the Columbia County Jail. Officials say he could face a homicide charge, but he has not yet been charged in court. Officers were called to check on 2 people staying at 1015 River Road Sunday morning. Police made contact with Mundy, and he said the woman was dead. Dells police say they believe the incident is isolated and that there's no threat to the public, and that investigation is ongoing.
The bitterly cold temperatures are ending, and we're keeping an eye on some snow possibilities for this weekend. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Gary, a no alert day today. That's the headline, right?
Yeah, it's still going to be very cold tonight, but without much wind, there's not going to be much of a wind chill. Let's start out by taking a look at visible cloud track. We got lots of sunshine across southern Wisconsin. You can see a lot of white, though. That's all snow on the ground, especially across parts of northern Illinois, where you can see the lake effect snow band still out over Lake Michigan starting to come to an end in the Chicago area. You can see that persistent band of snow now moving just offshore from Racine and Kenosha counties, where they had about 1.5 feet of snow just right near the Lake Michigan shoreline. But right now, the rest of southern Wisconsin free of precipitation. Difference in temperatures was pretty evident last night. Where there was cloud cover, temperatures were in the single digits above 0. Madison right at the edge, we were at 0. To our north and west, temperatures were as cold as 10 to 15 below 0, with wind chills down to about 30 below 0 last night. Current temperatures are in the middle teens. It feels like a heat wave out here. We haven't been that warm in quite a while. And wind chills right now, not much of a factor because there's not much of a breeze. So while the temperature will drop to about 7 below 0 by early tomorrow morning, again, without the wind, we're not looking at much in the way of wind chills. Tomorrow, skies will turn cloudy. We'll see a high of 16, maybe a few flurries late in the afternoon into tomorrow night, but we'll have to wait until later Sunday for our next chance for accumulating snow. In the meantime, temperatures will warm up a bit each day. I'll have the details and weather in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. A full day in Wisconsin politics and a long list of bills passing the Senate.
Our Naomi Naomi Coles is at the state capitol today with more. Naomi?
The governor likely won't take kindly to several of the COVID-related bills passing the state Senate today. One of the ones that generated a lot of debate was a bill that would ban the state from prioritizing prisoners for the COVID-19 vaccine. Democrats argued that not vaccinating prisoners in the state care was inhumane, while Republicans want them to get a vaccine in the same order they would if not in prison.
When a state decides a person's actions are so serious that it justifies depriving that person of his or her liberty, the state also assumes the responsibility of providing appropriate housing, food, and medical care.
It puts a prisoner so that they're treated the same as everybody else, and that's what the requirement is. I think constitutionally that they're not treated differently.
That bill passed on party lines. If it clears the assembly, it's unlikely to pick up a governor's signature. Right now, prisoners are in the next phase with teachers and other frontline workers to get a vaccine. The Senate also passed a bill that would block local public health officials from banning public gatherings at places of worship. Another COVID-related bill would also block the state from mandating the vaccine. I'll have more on all this Capitol action tonight at 6.
All right, busy day there, Naomi. Thank you. And COVID cases are remaining low across the state as nearly 1 million doses of the vaccine have been administered. Another 38 people died today. About 15,000 more people have been vaccinated. The trend of vaccination continues to slow. Nearly 250,000 people, 4.3% of the state's population, have fully completed their vaccine series. Here in Dane County, over 36,000 people, 6.6% of residents, have received both doses of a COVID-19 vaccine.
Wisconsin's first public vaccination site has started vaccinating eligible Wisconsinites today. The site at Black Hawk Technical College in Janesville is planning on vaccinating 1,000 people each week. The site will offer appointment-only vaccines to anyone who already qualifies for a shot. The site is also the first of Wisconsin's partnership with AMI Expeditionary Healthcare, who will be overseeing the vaccines. Pharmaceutical company Moderna says it has delivered 45.5 million doses of its COVID vaccine in the United States. Data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows 25.5 million of them have been administered. Moderna says it is finishing up more than 33 million doses, but some of them have suffered short-term delays. Company officials blame a contractor for those problems and say the delays will not impact monthly delivery targets. Moderna expects to deliver 100 million doses by the end of March, another 100 million by the end of May, and another 100 million by the end of July. Each person, as you know, requires 2 doses.
The White House announced today that it's extending the foreclosure moratorium to June 30th. That extension is for federally guaranteed mortgages and the window for borrowers to request a pause or reduction in mortgage payments. The administration also gives a 6-month extension to borrowers who were already in mortgage payment forbearance before June of last year.
It remains critical that Congress pass the American Rescue Plan to deliver more aid to struggling homeowners.
The White House COVID response coordinator announced in a call with several governors the administration will increase vaccine supply to 13.5 million doses per week to states. The administration also plans to double supply to pharmacies with 2 million doses expected to go out this week.
Polls are open for about 3 more hours as Wisconsinites cast their votes in today's spring primary election. On the ballot statewide is a primary for Superintendent of Public Instruction. There are 2 special primaries and about 101 primaries for county, school district, and city, village, and town offices across the state. Election officials say turnout for the spring primary is usually low.
The February election is historically a very low turnout election, averaging around 10% of eligible voter turnout. And this is in contrast to a November election where we can see upwards of 70% eligible voter turnout.
To see what's on your ballot as well as where your polling place is, head to myvote.wi.gov. And again, the polls close tonight at 8 o'clock.
Now, one thing clerks aren't worrying as much about is the cold or the snow keeping people from the polls.
As our Christina Laurie explains, that's because many already voted.
Well, we finally found something normal in this pandemic, a February election with low voter turnout. Now, this isn't the outcome that local clerks wanted, but it's what they both expected and prepared for. 2020 was the first time many voters cast an absentee ballot.
Because we had, 120,000 absentee issued for November last year, and I think it was like 80 or 90,000 of those returned.
That was the method of choice for about half of Madison area voters in Tuesday's primary election as well.
I think a lot more people are taking advantage of it. We're seeing it today with this election today. 13,000. I think before we would have only issued about 6,000 or 8,000 ballots to people and seen not all of those come back.
13,000 ballots were returned by Election Day, half of the 26,000 requested. But November's election energy didn't hold, and both Dane and Rock County officials are projecting less than 10% voter turnout.
We would like to see the civic engagement of a general election, a presidential election all the time, because that would be fabulous. But it's just not the reality.
We had to deal with some snow this morning, which I'm sure most of the area did, and I'm sure that slowed that down, and it's very cold.
With another election less than 2 months away.
Be prepared for April 6th.
And even more races on the ballot. Election officials are hoping you start making a plan to vote today.
Those affect your local area so much, your property tax bills, how your schools are run, what roads get fixed.
You can find a step-by-step guide of how to prepare for your April ballot posted on our website, channel3000.com, and also keep an eye on our website. Tonight, we'll be posting the election results as soon as they come in, so you can follow those from the comfort of your own home. Reporting from my home, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
Christina, thank you. We're getting a sense of what Governor Tony Evers will be prioritizing tonight in his budget address.
He's calling it a bounce-back plan to recover from the pandemic. And Madeline O'Neill joins us with what specifically that could mean. Maddie?
Well, we already know a few components of the budget that Evers has already announced. One, he's proposing legalizing marijuana for recreational use and using part of the generated tax money to reinvest in communities. Two, his budget includes giving counties and larger Wisconsin cities the option to increase the sales tax to help them recover from the pandemic and not rely so much on property taxes. Three, Evers is proposing more than $329 million in economic development initiatives, including a $100 million venture capital fund to help startups and $200 million for small businesses hurt by the pandemic. We'll also be keeping an eye on education, mental health, and collective bargaining initiatives. The budget address begins at 7. We'll live stream that on channel3000.com and on our Facebook page and bring you the latest right here at News 3 Now at 10.
Maddie, thank you. President Joe Biden is visiting Wisconsin tonight. The president will participate in a CNN town hall in Milwaukee as he answers questions from Americans as the nation struggles to contain the pandemic. CNN Presidential Town Hall with Joe Biden will air on CNN at 8 p.m. tonight. Anderson Cooper will moderate. It will be President Biden's first official trip to the state since being sworn in.
More to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, a powerful winter storm is continuing to cause problems across much of the country. We'll have the latest updates just ahead. And coming up tonight at 6, a Rock County healthcare provider says it's being forced to reschedule vaccine appointments again after getting 0 first-dose vaccines this week. We'll have the latest next hour. And on Wall Street today, the market's mixed numbers in Tuesday trading. The Dow up 64. The Nasdaq goes the other way, 48 points in the red, and the S&P lost 2. We'll be right back.
The President's Sale at Slumberland.
Come on.
Slumberland Furniture has the best prices around, and right now everything is an additional 25% off.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Get your look for less at the huge President's Sale at Slumberland.
Are you sick of the areas of your home being cold in the winter or hot in the summer? Your house is a complete system of components that need to work together, similar to the human body. Just like us, your home needs to breathe too. If we're letting our home breathe fresh air, we'll be healthier and regulate our temperature better. Wouldn't it be great if we could show you all the areas needing improvement in just minutes without tearing the house apart? That is what our thermal imaging does for you. It will show the temperature differences and areas of air exchange. Then you'll know what areas need to be improved. Just like going to the doctor, except these doctors do house calls. This will also help in preventing the entrance of harmful pollutants inside your house. You can now easily bring down the energy bills and have a durable and safe home environment with Fry Construction. Visit fryconstruction.com to schedule your free professional house call with a thermal imaging and insulation specialist.
Winning Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row, that had never been done before.
Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque, or being the only pickup on Car and Driver's 10 best list. Never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
During the Ram President's Day event, get 0% financing for 72 months, plus $3,750 total bonus cash on the 2021 Ram 1500.
President's Day means more savings at the Brothers Maine President's Day Super Sale. Get in right now for the sale of the season with more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We've got a lot more satisfaction for you at Maine, like up to 18-month 0% financing and free delivery to make life a little easier. Hey, there's more home satisfaction at the Moore store. The President's Day Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction today at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
He's thinking new mattress. She's thinking, well, a lot of things. It's okay. Get an extra 25% off our already low Slumberland price. The Sealy Posturepedic mattress on closeout for only $529. Our biggest sale of the year at Slumberland Furniture.
Tonight at 6, Governor Evers delivers his budget address tonight. A look ahead at his top priorities. And lawmakers are discussing a number of bills this week, from vaccine priority groups to prohibiting government officials from requiring shots.
They faithfully serve the healthcare needs of our precious pets, but local veterinarians are struggling.
We've got this high increased demand of caseload, as well as a struggling workforce.
How COVID is creating a veterinary care crisis. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The U.S. Senate announced it will hold hearings next week to look into the security failures that led to the January 6th Capitol assault. This follows House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying she wants a commission to investigate modeled after the 9/11 Commission. The bipartisan panel was created through legislation. Speaker Pelosi says she wants the commission to be independent. Some House Republicans say they support an independent review, but in a letter to Speaker Pelosi, they say she has made decisions without consulting Republicans, raising questions about her political motivations.
A dangerous weather system impacting much of the U.S. is being blamed for at least 11 deaths now. 3 people were killed after an apparent tornado tore through a seaside town in North Carolina. Right now in Texas, hundreds of thousands of people are still without power at the worst possible time, as Texans are facing another night of record low temperatures in the single digits, as well as more snow and ice. Austin's mayor says the state just was not prepared for weather like this.
It gets really hot in Texas. We plan for that. But reaching these cold temperatures at this level for this duration is something that the state obviously did not plan for.
Nearly 5,000 flights have been canceled because of the storm so far today. Well, let's get a look at our first warned weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with our forecast. Gary, in the sun today, it is amazing what 17 degrees felt like.
We're still about 15 degrees below average, but boy, it felt like a heat wave out there. We've picked up some snow, and it hasn't melted, obviously, over the last 10 days with this bitter cold spell that we've had. So here in Madison, we've had a little over 40 inches of snow so far this year, compared to normal, which is about 36.8 inches. So far, we're running about 4 inches above average. But last year at this time, we had about 5 inches more than what we have right now. We could have added a lot more if we were closer to Lake Michigan. Take a look at some of these snow totals. North side of Chicago, 18.6 inches of lake effect snow. Racine, almost 18 inches. Midway Airport on the southwest side of Chicago, over 17 inches. Mitchell Field, Milwaukee, 9.5 inches. O'Hare, 7.5 inches. Here in Madison, 0.4 of an inch. So that was primarily lake effect snow that hit the far eastern portions of Wisconsin and northeastern Illinois. Now inland, the areas that were outside of the cloud cover last night really dropped down. Temperatures were in the teens, 20s, and 30s below zero, whereas the cloud cover kept temperatures up in the eastern portion of the state. Right now, temperatures are mainly in the single digits to the teens, but those temperatures will drop off pretty quickly tonight after sunset with clear to partly cloudy skies. But notice the wind chills. You don't see any really bitterly cold air out there, and that's because there's not much of a breeze. So while temperatures will drop below zero, wind chills will probably not be nearly as bitter as they have been in the last couple of nights. Next winter storm targeting Oklahoma, Arkansas, and then eventually into Kentucky, Tennessee, and up into New England. But Again, we're going to stay on the north side of the storm. Might get a couple of flurries tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and that's pretty much about it. The main storm track is shifted to the south as that cold air continues to move in. But notice out to the west, the jet stream starting to move a little farther to the north. That's a sign that the cold is going to start moving out. It'll be a slow process. It'll take about a week, but temperatures should be back up closer to normal. The center of high pressure from Canada all the way down into the central part of the country, that's where the center of the cold air mass is right now, and it's pretty much right over us. But again, that keeps the winds light, so the wind chills aren't nearly as bitter. On future track, notice the skies clearing out overnight. That will allow temperatures to drop to between 5 and 10 degrees below zero. Tomorrow, the clouds will come in as that system passes to our south, but we might just get a couple of flurries late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. And then as we head into Thursday, we'll probably start to see a few more breaks in the clouds, and we'll be back to some sunshine by Friday and Saturday, although temperatures will still be below normal until we get toward the end of the weekend. Our forecast calls for low temperature tonight of 7 degrees below zero, but with light and variable winds, again, those wind chills probably staying somewhere between about 10 and 15 below zero at their coldest. For tomorrow, skies will turn mostly cloudy. It'll be very cold. There'll be a chance for a few flurries in the afternoon. High temperature topping out at 16 degrees, but nothing that should accumulate. 7 to 10 day forecast, we'll see variably cloudy skies on Thursday with a high of 22. A little colder for Friday. By Saturday morning, dropping back down to 4 below zero. But again, the wind should be light, so wind chills shouldn't be much of a factor. And then by the end of the weekend, temperatures back up into the lower 30s. Could be some light snow from Sunday afternoon into Sunday night with some minor accumulations. A chance of light snow on Monday afternoon and Monday night. And then a system toward the middle and latter parts of next week, starting out as some light snow on Wednesday, maybe mixing with some sleet or freezing rain Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then back to light snow Thursday into Friday as temperatures turn a little colder toward the end of next week. As we take a look at first warn traffic on the Beltline, there was an accident near Park Street in the Beltline. Looks like that has been cleared up. Traffic starting to get back to closer to the normal speed limits, at least on the eastbound Beltline. There were some slowdowns there earlier. Otherwise, the rest of the Beltline, the interstates around Madison, looking in pretty good shape. Travel times either direction on the Beltline, about 15 minutes in either direction between University Avenue and I-3990. Heading out of Madison on I-3990 from the Beltline southward to Janesville will take you 25 minutes. To Sauk City on US 12 from Middleton is a 16-minute commute. And from downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151, it'll take you 18 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Ahead at 5, the Milwaukee Bucks fans can now watch a game in person. Tell you how many fans they'll be letting in. That's ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stained caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour, and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. And people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, by ordering in response to this advertisement, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick Pen with your order. The Quick Stick Pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick Pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
You thought you were the only ones who'd go someplace just because you liked the name of the town. The only ones who didn't just want to see the world, but needed to explore every corner of it. You thought you were the only ones until you discovered others just like you. Jeep Cherokee, there's only one.
Right now, get 0% financing for 84 months or $4,750 total cash allowance on select 2021 Jeep Cherokee models. Hurry to the Jeep President's Day event today.
Menards has everything you need for your painting project. We have the best brands, best quality, and best prices, period. On paints from Dutch Boy in Pittsburgh. Choose your paint colors with confidence. We offer free custom color matching and tinting to create over 2,000 color options. Dutch Boy DuraClean Interior Flat Paint is $19.99 a gallon. And Pittsburgh Grand Distinction Interior Flat Paint is $24.98 a gallon. During Menards, race the savings sale.
Save big money at Menards.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
For the first time in nearly a year, fans will be able to enjoy a Milwaukee Bucks game in person. Tonight, 250 fans will be at Fiserv Forum to watch the Bucks take on the Raptors. Bucks players' families, along with essential workers, they'll be in attendance tonight. Now, the organization says they'll have 500 fans on Thursday, 750 on Friday, and 1,800 fans, that's 10% capacity, on Sunday. All fans will be required to wear masks and have a negative rapid COVID test ahead of entering to watch the game. They'll also start selling tickets to fans.
People will be able to buy seats in 2s and 4s. We'll have socially distanced seats, and if you've seen it in some other arenas that have opened up before us. So you'll see a very separated crowd, but they'll be in their units in 2s and 4s.
Well, the Bucks organization says they hope to have 25% capacity in the next month, but that will depend on Milwaukee Health Department orders.
Today is Fat Tuesday, and Mardi Gras is looking a little different this year than in years past. The French Quarter in New Orleans, which usually welcomes huge crowds, is empty today. The city's mayor says there will be no parades, limited gatherings, and bars will be shut down for the week. According to a study, a single visitor at last year's Mardi Gras celebration could be tied to about 50,000 COVID cases in Louisiana.
Stay with us for a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
Sunroom savings season is here. Four Seasons has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 30%. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
It's a fact. We use our internet and TV more than ever, with most of us spending nearly 7 hours a day online. So it's no wonder thousands of families are switching to Spectrum, because most families have up to 8 connected devices, which means they need even more speed. Switch to Spectrum Internet and get the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits for just $44.99 a month, with a free modem and free security suite included. Call 833-546-4499. When it comes to TV, we're watching more than ever. In fact, 80% of us watch TV every day. Spectrum TV lets you catch all your favorite sports, news, and more live. Plus, download the free Spectrum TV app and watch on your devices. Switch to Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-546-4499. The fact is, Spectrum has the best services at the best price. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. We'll even buy out your current contract. Call 833-546-4499.
Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week is new and updated for 2021. Participating restaurants will provide a 3-course menu at a special price for dining in at the restaurant or for takeout that you can enjoy at home. Dining with a choice. Don't miss Restaurant Week 2021, February 22nd through the 27th. Additional support provided by Wisconsin Beef Council and E&J Gallo Winery. For Restaurant Week menus and details, visit madisonmagazine.com.
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower my A1C. Because my body can still make its own insulin.
And Trulicity activates my body to release it, lowering my blood sugar from the first dose. Once weekly Trulicity responds when my body needs it 24/7. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin.
It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include indigestion, fatigue, belly pain, decreased appetite, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I have it within me to lower my A1C.
Ask your doctor about Trulicity.
Sunroom saving season is here. Four Seasons has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 30%. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, winter disaster. Millions are facing record freezing temperatures tonight after Texas's power grid fails as another winter storm threatens to batter Americans coast to coast. Plus our interview with Bill Gates, what the philanthropist says about the looming climate crisis and why his research shows we may need a third shot against COVID variants. And also tonight, how one restaurateur pays it forward in the pandemic, one tamale at a time. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Let's go to Gary. Final check of the forecast.
Well, things are pretty quiet across most of southern Wisconsin. That heavy lake effect snow band that's been pounding southeastern Wisconsin into the Chicago area, now starting to move offshore in Lake Michigan. So not expecting any snow here. Temperatures right now, middle teens for the most part, 15 right now in Madison. Wind chills, not much of a factor because the winds are pretty light. Look for temperatures to drop to about 7 below zero by tomorrow morning, but not much in the way of wind chills. High tomorrow 16, and then temperatures warming into the 30s next week with some snow chances.
Looking forward to that, Gary. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. We're back in 30 minutes. CBS Evening News is next.